Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inspiral Hacks, one new episode where we are going to discuss ideas and strategies worth sharing. Today, I have an special guest all the way from Latin America who I met here in Amsterdam as well, my friend Mauricio from Unplug Studio. Before actually I give you a quick introduction, we're going to do an special episode today that has to do with a major subject for companies here in Europe. Now, before of that, Mauricio, how are you today?
Hey, Juan Carlos, thank you so much for this opportunity and welcome to everybody. It's a really big pleasure for me to be here, also to see how can we help you, and also to help everyone who looks and is watching right now this video. I think it will be really important if you can keep listening everything that we are going to talk about today, because especially in Europe, this topic it is right now very important.
Wonderful. And Mauricio, indeed, here in Spiral Hacks, we have been sharing actually the knowledge from specialists all over the world. And could you tell us a little more about Unplug Studio and where you guys are located?
Well, Unplug Studio is a web development agency. We are based in El Salvador, in Central America. We have all our team here, and what we specialize is to do websites, e-commerce, web platforms, web apps. Now these days we have been also developing mobile apps, but especially where we are the best is in web accessibility. Uh, since like 2018, there is a new wave also in web of people talking about web accessibility, and this is really important. And this is something that it moves our heart also to help people to solve the internet and make the internet be real to everyone, uh, even if they can see or they can hear, or maybe if there is a situation that they have in their lives that maybe can make some troubles to surfing the internet. So we are doing and we're working in all our platforms and everything that we are developing, trying to do things right and to do the best to all the people. So well, we are right now 10 people here in El Salvador working on that. We have been visiting also Europe in this year, and it was really good to meet Juan Carlos in Amsterdam. Right now, I think it's a really good collaboration that you can find a lot of blog posts that or newsletter that we are doing together. Also, there is a really good content that we want to do, so you have to be like aware to everything that we are doing right now about it. But especially in Europe, there is this way that this year it's really important to be accessible in websites.
Correct. Correct. Indeed, that was one of the directions that we were quite amazed in this year, indeed, on the changes that are coming in Europe, especially because, for example, let's say this is one of the topics that we're going to address today for everyone that is looking forward to expand their business or to new markets, to looking forward to understand actually how to reach out to the right persons. Now, we are always talking about growth hacking or different ways of actually reaching out. But today, in Inspiral Hacks, what we are bringing you is an expert and as a specialist. Mauricio has actually worked already from the major museums in the US, major clients in the US as well, where this topic already has been discussed for more than 10 years. So, talking about that, Mauricio, if I could ask you first, actually, one or general description, what is actually accessibility for you?
Perfect. Well, accessibility is to the internet accessible for all the people, but especially serve and that you can be in any platform. For example, if you go to your online banking, or if you want to ask for a pizza, for example, or you want to go to a museum and you need to buy a ticket online, that will be, or that should be easy, not that hard to everyone. For example, what happened if someone who can see want to go to a museum and they have to buy the ticket online? Sometimes there is a really hard way to do it for other people to buy some things. But accessibility is trying to do the right thing, the easy way, keep the things is simple and easy, so I can buy something, so I can order something, so I can learn something there, or maybe uh, something that important as the online banking, because it's something that important that maybe some people are having a lot of problems trying to solve how much money they have in the bank. They had to go to in-person banking, or they can do some things that it may be super easy as transfer money to other people, but sometimes it gets really difficult to people who has some disabilities. Uh, so well, that's the thing. We are trying to do internet easier for all the people.
Correct, indeed. It's quite amazing how the way how with technology has been developed over the last decades, that indeed now it's accessible even deeper and deeper into different levels. I would say actually here in Amsterdam, for example, it's interesting how it has been transformed little bit by bit, starting from the physical world now, where we're going to discuss now, it's about the digital world. But in the physical world, let me give you an example how actually this city work on accessibility as well. Basically, about a little more than 7 years ago, in reality, there was even a very strong campaign where the municipality from Amsterdam literally requested and gave away ramps, accessible ramps to all the business in the city center, in the sense of actually allowing people actually to first start getting into that first step of making your entrance accessible. And this is actually what I would say, like a little analogy of what we are looking forward to bring to the people, to the listener today, that those steps that we are looking forward for them to take, because there is a big rule that they should know. For the ones that they haven't noticed, maybe Mauricio, could you tell us a little bit about the new rule that is coming, that it came already to the Netherlands, to Europe in June?
Yeah, well, on June, the law requires to all the websites, to all the e-commerce, to all the industries, government, online banking, uh, all the e-commerce, but not especially in one industry, because uh, especially in the US, they started everything about the government, the NGOs, the learning, all the education, and now all the websites should be accessible. Now in the Europe, all the Europe, you have to be accessible in all the industries from since June. You should be accessible, and that's something really important. How can you be accessible? Well, you maybe have some question, because it's not that common that all the people think on digital about accessible. For example, if you have something that the users are trying to do and they have some problem, maybe you have to do an audit there, and you have to hire someone who is expert, who is certified to do it. We are certified in the US and also in Europe to do it, but you need people, real people, testing the website, testing the e-commerce, testing the platform that the people are using. And this is really important to do, because if you're trying to be more inclusive, with all the people, and there is also your clients. They're trying to do some things important. I remember one client that they are a university that they try to do something better to their community inside the university. It's not all the community, but it's an important part of the community. Also, the restaurants, also the hotels, also all the tourists. It was something really important. So maybe all these things, it's not just to be as they require law to do the things. It's also to include and think in a better way of your community, as your clients, as what are you doing to trying to get a better life to them. I don't know, but I don't like to go to the bank to do some things. So my life is easier right now with my mobile app, with online banking. But what happened with that part of the people that we calculate that it could be the 10% of all the population of all over the world. Uh, so it's a really big important number. But maybe you can say, it's just the 10% of my clients, but it's a really big important part of your clients. Or you can get more clients about it because, for example, Google right now taking count if you are accessible, your website could could grow better in SEO. You can be in the first views or the first in the list on top of list if you're accessible. Not just SEO, not just good content, not just a good UX UI or a really good design. Right now, the accessible is really important to Google because we are trying to include more people to serve everything and serve better the internet.
Correct, correct, indeed. This is one certainly topic that comes more forward now, with even with AI, that information it's is a tool. It's not really something that it brings you now just because holding the information. It's about how you use that information and how you apply it. And this is also what we are sharing today, in the sense of how you can actually use these new skills in around what your business can create for accessibility, for a better journey ahead for your clients as well. And talking about that, Mauricio, let's see about the ideas that, for example, our listeners can get about for themselves right away from right now. When we talk about accessibility in the sense of like these small mistakes that people are doing at this moment, and what could they start doing, for example? What will be the first step that you would recommend them?
Well, you can do an easy thing by yourself. If you have a website, an e-commerce platform, you can go and press F12 there in the dev tools. There is one called Lighthouse. Then you can analyze just for accessibility. There it will return you a score, and you will see from 0 to 100 and a score. And you'll see, okay, well, maybe 90 it's okay, maybe 80 it's not that good, not that bad too. But there will be a list of things that you can say, these are some problems. If you are more than 98, it's okay, I think so. You don't have that much problem. But the usual is that you don't have that score from the beginning, because you need to hire someone who a real tester, because the law says that you have to test with real disabilities people problem, that they are trying to serve the website, the e-commerce, the platform, and they can have experience the problem by themselves. So we have it. For example, you have to hire an audit. Then the audit, it should give you a return, all the list of something that you may repair, or maybe you can fix or improve. Then if it is need, maybe you can do a redesign, or just make some fixes, and then you should be like certified that your website is okay, that there are some users that are testing and everything is okay. So that's the three steps for me. One, you can do it by yourself, and trying to do it with Lighthouse. Then, if you need it, you can go for an audit and then fix it or redesign it. And I think that's the three steps, the most important.
Wonderful, indeed. And yeah, actually, Mauricio, I was thinking, and I was thinking as well, in the sense of like using these tools and how you compare them through the different businesses and sectors that you have seen. Um, to give it a little briefing to the listeners, Mauricio, your company started in Latin America. You also have offices in the US. You have been traveling around Europe. I believe you were in Viva in the conference recently. How do you see, Mauricio, in the market, that people are actually doing some right steps ahead in their online business? What do you consider that actually is something that actually they're doing quite good at the moment? That, and how they should connect that better into the world of accessibility?
Well, I think right now with this law, the people are more interested to do the things right in this part of the digital market. But right now, I think this is really important to go from a physical uh, physical business to go to a digital business, and try to do thinking on the user experience. And that's something that right now it's really important for everyone. If you're doing a website, you are thinking on how the user are experimenting and trying to surfing all the websites. So I see right now in the market that all the all the big players are trying to do the we call the UX, that is the user experience. They're trying to improve it every day with data analytics. They know how you serve the website, the platform, the e-commerce, where are you clicking, but trying to do easier for you. And this is our philosophy. If you have less steps to do something, it's better. So that's something that we are looking right now in the big players of e-commerce, for example. They're trying to do less steps to make an order, and that's something really good. But there is something other problems that are coming up. For example, the passwords. Have you ever think that the passwords could be inaccessible? There are some people that have problems trying to just enter the password or remember the password. So that could be inaccessible too, because you have to reset it. Maybe you have to get an email, or you have to remember, or go to another application. That's something that right now it's a topic that we are talking in accessibility right now. How can we do about the passwords to be more accessible and easy for the people who can see, who can hear, who can do some things, and could be really difficult for them. So that's right now something that I think we can improve it right now. There are some really good things in user experience, but in passwords, that is something really important, but also like private. You're not going to do this with any people. For example, if you are having troubles with your password, you're not going to go to the street and ask someone to help you. It's something really difficult and personal. So we are trying, and this is a really big topic right now in accessibility, how to do passwords more accessible. So, well, maybe in the next episode we have something about it.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, you're completely right. You know, I did it, and the user experience, and one of the things that I have been noticing in the past 5 years, especially when it comes about e-commerce, was that people like to do things complex because they think that they will be seen as more advanced or more smarter, when it's actually the opposite.
Yeah,
When it's actually the opposite for the client, for the person that wants to use it, that actually just wants simplicity, how to make it more simple. Completely right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have one client that when we start, he went to do 8 steps to just from the cart, add to cart, to complete the order. And I was like, no, it's too much steps. It's too complicated. But well, if you want it, it's okay. In the experience and in the data analytics steps in the day by day, we experimented that, well, we have to do more short, do short. So we just have one step right now in that e-commerce, and it's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, because it's just one step that the people can buy, and it's easier, it's more accessible, uh, because if you're having, for example, trying to make the shipping and add the card and all the information about what do you want, where are you living, what are you doing, etc. Here is really complicated about it. But if you're trying to do it in the less of all the steps, it's something better for the user experience, and it's better for the business too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That sounds indeed like something that actually people really needs to take one step now back and see their online channels and realize if really what they are exposing out there for their users, for the clients, to see if in reality is really helping or is actually giving more obstacles to the people.
Yeah.
Completely in the points with accessibility and certainly user experience. So if I would mention you, Mauricio, indeed, for example, we have been talking about things that they need to realize, the tools that they can use, things that actually that they should be aware of, this sense of passwords, especially with things going and going more and more and more apps and solutions outside that they supposedly can help our life be easier. How would you say that are the first situations where Unplug Studio becomes indeed one the best partner that you can have for a company in terms of accessibility? How are you guys actually approaching this sense in Europe, let's say, for example?
Yeah, well, we have two better type of partners. One, we love to work with NGOs. We really love to do it because they are working with the people hand by hand, in the field. They are doing the things, and they are with the people. So we love to work with the NGOs. But also, the second type of organization that we love to work is with marketing agencies, and all this like field of marketing, design, uh, media, and web development agencies, because they are also working with some clients that they need to do this. But sometimes it's not that easy to find someone who can trust, who can manage all the information, all the graphic design, to maintain all the brand book, in everything about it. So that's something that we love to do also. We love to work with the marketing agencies that they have their clients, but they're having trouble uh, to complain all the law. So they finding someone who is certified, who is expert, but also they can have a good partner, not just a provider, because we love to do also an advisor about this, about accessibility, about SEO, about web development, that it could be easy for you to improve uh, all your process there.
Exactly. And that links indeed directly to how we met and how what we have been building as well together here with Unplug Studio and Inspiral Growth. To the persons out there, I would say that imagine yourself in a situation where basically the way how people approach you online, it's in a scene where people are quite used to understand the way what you offer, the way how you do it, and they are able to communicate with you in with ease. They are able to understand with simplicity the message that you're bringing out there, the products, the services that you are bringing out there. I see this indeed as many of the topics that we have discussed today is in terms of accessibility, and that's how we also together we when we met and we started talking about the different scenarios out there what are happening and how can we help, is that when we decided like, hey, we need to work together and we need to understand indeed how can we help more people to get accessibility a part of their daily life. And that's why what I wanted to share with Mauricio. Mauricio, could you tell us more about what we can do ahead? How can we help people in the coming time?
Well, it's something that I would love to do is to be near from people who are having this problem with surfing in websites, e-commerce, and platform. Something that we are willing to do is to, for example, go to some associations about all these people with disabilities and trying to see what are the websites that they are surfing, that they are having like more importance in their life. If there is a bank, if there is mailing or shipping or something like that, what are those websites that they are using in every day, but they are having problems. So right now, something that we are wanting to do is to be more close from these associations. Maybe we can have also some not webinars, but something like that. For example, if we can go, we can visit, we can make some tests, we can teach how to do some things. But also, if we can identify some of these platform, website or e-commerce, we can go with them and ask, hey, maybe be a voice from them, like, hey, we're trying to use your platform, or we are trying to do it all the days. Every day we're trying to solve, but we have problems. So we want to do, or we want to be one voice for these people who are having these problems. So we don't just want to fix it. We want to take the hand out, and it could be like, hey, we need help here. Please go for these people. So that's something that we are trying to do right now also.
Oh, wonderful, man. Oh, wonderful. So to everyone out there, to the ones actually that actually has been following Inspiral Hacks throughout the years of how we have been sharing the way how they can boost their business, how they can find growth and the proper degrowth depending on their market. This is an episode where we are looking forward to share with you something that you really should take in consideration right away. And the reason of it is that whether it's about the plan that you are going to do in the next year or with the plans that you're going to do in the next months, the sense of how you're going to use that the right information, how are you going to get that the right information, should be a bit more deeper in or on the first steps than just going for a look on ChatGPT or Gemini about to tell you what they're going to tell you. And so that is what we have been creating today with Inspiral Hacks and bringing you this information so you can actually start getting ahead on the subject of accessibility. Mauricio, I thank you. And thank you for this moment, this opportunity to share this information with everyone. we're looking forward to see indeed how not only in the sense of how we are going to connect with different companies here in Europe, but also with and also with the associations of the right groups that will be able to benefit from these sense. I have a few in my head right now, and that in the sense of, for example, you know that here in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, there's over 1,000 festivals. How many of those festivals are really accessible? That's also a big question for me at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah, really interesting. And that would be amazing. Thank you so much also for inviting me here. I think that we can do more things. For example, make some tips for you that are right now watching this, and maybe you want to do things better. We want to celebrate that you want to do that better. So please, thank you, and please be aware for everything that we are doing right now here. Bye.
Thank you, Mauricio. And what we're going to do, a hand for everyone, we're going to share here right now the link or how you can actually get in touch also with Mauricio, the websites or of the both companies on Studio, from Unplug Studio, from Inspiral Growth. How are we cooperating in Europe as well? And if you're looking for to take already the leap into one of the first audits for your business, you know already now how you can get in contact with Mauricio as well. Thank you for that wonderful moment, Mauricio. Thank you everyone for listening. I wish everyone ahead a wonderful Inspiral week.